Welcome to Getting Started with the Universal Device Driver. In this video, we will be providing an overview of the driver, as well as reviewing some key concepts. And finally, we will walk through the process of loading a profile to the driver. This video will assume that the user has previous knowledge of JavaScript, has Kepserver EX or ThingWorx Kepware server version 6.10 or higher installed on their operating system, and has basic configuration knowledge of Kepware. The Universal Device Driver is an Ethernet-based, user-defined custom driver that leverages JavaScript. This means that users can create their own drivers to connect to a wider variety of plant floor devices or IoT devices, including, but not limited to, barcode scanners, weigh scales, sensors, etc. As of version 6.11, the Universal Device Driver supports the following communication paradigms: simple solicited, simple unsolicited, publish subscribe, and mix mode. It is important to define key terms and understand the interaction between the profile library and the Universal Device Driver. A profile exists inside the profile library plugin and contains a script. Profiles define how the Universal Device Driver communicates with a device. The profile script is a set of JavaScript functions that contain the necessary information to communicate with the device using an arbitrary protocol. The current interface requires 4 functions to communicate with an Ethernet solicited device: onProfileLoad, onValidateTag, onTagsRequest, and onData. Linking is the process of associating a universal device channel with a profile to communicate with the device. The image to the right provides an overview of how a universal device project can be structured and what linking a profile to a channel means. Here are some considerations. The profile library can contain multiple profiles, each independent of each other. Each profile can be linked to multiple channels, in other words, one-to-many. Each channel can only be linked to one profile, in other words, a 1-to-1 ratio. Each channel maintains its own independent state. Runtime changes, such as creating variables, in channel 1 do not affect channel 2, even if they share the same profile script. Let's get started. In this demo, we will be showing how to configure the Universal Device Driver using the example profiles included in the version 6.11 installation. Specifically, we will be showcasing the HTTP profile to gather weather information from the API from openweathermap.org. The configuration for the Universal Device Driver is similar to other drivers within Kepware products. The only additional step is the import of the profile. First, we will navigate to the Project Explorer window and click Add Profile and give the profile a name. We can then navigate to the Profile tab and click on the ellipsis to the right of the script field. Here, we can see the various profile scripts included during installation. The scripts can be found at the address as shown on the screen. We'll select the HTTP folder and then select the JavaScript file. Please note, this profile requires a few user inputs that will not be shown in this video. For more information, please view the README file located in the sample profile folder. Next, we will copy the profile ID for later use. Do not skip this step. We will now go through the typical configuration steps when configuring a driver in Kepware. Create a channel, create a device, and then finally add tags. This screen is where we will paste the profile ID into the field here. This is the linking process as discussed earlier. We can now create a device under the newly created channel. We will now add the destination IP and port number found in the README file. Lastly, we will add our tags. The addresses are found on the OpenWeatherMap website as well as the README file. Now that we have our tags configured, we can open Quick Client to establish an OPC connection to Kepware and start viewing weather data gathered from OpenWeatherMap's API. Congratulations on your successful implementation of the Universal Device Driver.